Welcome back. This is Don Inspired. I'm Rusco.
I'm Val.
This is Val.
Hmm.
We're sitting here at Inspiration Studios, otherwise known as Val's Couch, and we're gonna watch the Wooden Maiden, and then just give you some thoughts and talk about that game and the making of that game and all of the ways in which Val tried to ruin me while I was GMing this game.
That's right.
All right, let's get started. That's a cool logo.
Yeah, it is. I really do like the logo. So this is Sunday morning
After a night of no sleep,
after 9 and no sleep. So we went in, we did a game yesterday. Well,
the
the Saturday before this. It was Saturday, and then it was Saturday day, Saturday night, Sunday morning.
And of course, that whole night, Val and I are up for hours and talking about like what went well and what did not go so well the day before, and trying to come up with a plan as to how to make it better. And we
Yeah,
didn't sleep
yeah, it was pretty intense. And we were also back at square one, where it's like, is anyone going to show up tomorrow at all?
again.
Now, this at this point,
Like we got lucky twice.
that's right.
What are
At
the
this
odds
point,
of
we're
it?
like, you know what? If no one shows up tomorrow, we'll can 4 boats, turn into 2 boats, and just roll with what we have.
Yeah, we'll just fudge it.
We were riding a high from Saturday. I mean, we loved the people that showed up. It was great. Minimal downfalls, minimal problems that came up. Um, but yeah, we knew it was going to be an entire weekend of constant TTRPG, which was that's my wife.
There's Sam.
Yeah, straight Kentucky. All hands, shorten the sails.
She only ever sounds like that though when she's had about 2 or 3
Yeah,
ultras.
yeah, 2 or 3 ultras, or she's mad at me.
Oh yeah.
Val, get out of the house. Anyways, I love you, man. Anyways, so same check in. Everyone got there, checked in, and they showed up, and we're like, all right, let's roll. Let's see how it rocks today. I think this crew had some really interesting. I mean, all crews were interesting. These people came in swinging. I don't
Well,
know.
they started out like we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
There wasn't that kind of feeling it out phase. They just came in and immediately started with hilarious stuff.
oh yeah. Not to mention, we by now we had done 2,
Yeah,
so we were more comfortable. So them walking in, going like, is this going to be a crap show, or is this going to? We had more of
confident
the
air.
confidence. We
Yeah.
had more confidence coming in. Like, yeah, dude, we know how to do this. We've been doing it for years. Let's roll with it. Let's see what happens.
Once they showed up, we were like, okay,
Yeah,
there's enough here. There's people here. We can run this boat.
but I think we did that with every boat.
Yeah,
right?
every boat was.
So
Was
like when boat one
chance.
showed up, we were like, all right, if no one else shows up, we have boat one.
Yeah.
Boat two, all right, cool. Boat three, cool. Boat four, all right. But and we'll get to that. When we're watching boat four, we'll talk about how tired we were
Oh man.
Sunday night. But anyways, let's continue on this. I think the deaths, did they happen a lot faster on this boat?
I feel like the first death happened faster, but I feel like it's because they kind of. I wonder if they heard already, like because some of them had friends in other game in the
Yeah.
previous 2 games. I wonder if they had some information
Intel, yeah.
that led them to start making some decisions faster.
Yeah. Well, the game, gamekeep is the spot to be. Let's do it one more time right now. Shout out to the gamekeep in
Ron and
Hermitage,
Brandy,
Tennessee.
God
Yeah.
bless you both.
Did I say Tennessee?
Tennessee.
I said Tennessee. In Tennessee, in Hermitage, Tennessee, gamekeep. It's an awesome hub.
We love them folks.
Let's put up paid promotion at the bottom of this, and then try to go collect some money.
Charge them for it. Charge them back all the money we gave them.
Oh yeah, tons, just tons. They gave us time and space. It was awesome. I really like it when we started getting into this. So, it's all with the models. It we didn't really know what we were doing at first. So if you watch the Wandering Satyr, that episode, there's not very many models on there because it was a trial and error process. We had the models, we didn't know how to film it really, we didn't know what we were going to do, and as the series progresses, you see more and more takes of the models. We're like, oh no, this is the niche, man. This looks great.
It's all trial by fire, trial and error.
100%.
Like we're shooting the shots of the minis to go in the episode as the episode's getting put together, and then we're trying to mash those two things together. But sometimes it's like, it's
it's too much one way or the other.
Yeah.
And a lot of things, when it's on the editing floor, we're looking at a lot of stuff going like, okay, because there's so many hands, that it goes, my mind, and I have this vision, and Rusco has this vision, and then when we partnered up with Gamma, it's like, there she is again.
You damned us all.
You damned us all. So, and we partner with Gamma Blast, and then Gamma has their own. They're taking, what we're giving them, but it's like, how do you give someone like, this is the view I want? So
yes, because we've spent hundreds of hours, working this
entire
vision
year.
But well, I mean, at this
year
point,
and a half.
Yeah, we were a year and a half in.
Yeah.
So we've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours, you and I, just giving each other our vision of what this will look like, and that kind of changing over time, because that between us has morphed over time and kind of taken on its own life. Well, then us, who we've always worked really well together, we can portray what we are seeing or thinking very easily to each other.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a language.
Yeah.
Like we've got a language between us.
But us trying to explain to somebody else what our vision is, it got tricky.
Well, because it gets into it, and I'll say the same thing about. I'll say that I'm going to say it. Dungeons and Dragons. I'm going to say D&D.
Oh,
and so yeah, so instead of TTRPG, so it's like anyone out there that's ever tried to explain D&D to somebody to play, you're going like, hey, dude, it's an easy game. All you got to do, basically strip down. It's just, you can do anything you want. It's fantasy, and you got this guy telling you the story, and you can do what you want. And then the more you say it's easy, the more you try to explain the game to somebody,
you get into the
more you realize that this is actually a very complicated game.
It's really easy to learn. You just have to read this whole book.
Yeah, it's really easy to learn. Yeah, read this book and then play it out, and then wait for the guy that's GMing for you to tell you that no, you can or cannot do that.
You just said I could do anything I want
according to his rules, exactly, or her rules, exactly. So that's the same as trying to share your vision to somebody. It's like, dude, it's really simple. All we really want is a TTRPG survival-based game show based on a game that's been around for a very long time, with our own rules put in, or our own little pitfalls that we've added in for contestants. And I mean, we got hung up on, are they contestants or are they players for the longest time? I'm like, well, they're contestants. No, they're players. I'm like, well, I guess they're both. And it's like, well, what do you title it? And trying to portray that to Gamma, when they were like, dude, it's a great idea. This is massive. This is a massive undertaking, what you're trying to do. So we're like, well, dude, we'll back it off, whatever. Well, when they sent us the first cut of, it was the cut of the Wandering Satyr. It was just like this real rough. I got it. I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, like they nailed it out of the park.
Yeah,
like home run out of the park. But I was so excited about seeing something even remotely close to the vision that I had put up on screen, that I did not keep it professional. I did not keep it like, okay, stay focused. Don't look at how great it is. What can change now?
Yeah.
And that didn't happen for an episode, 2 episodes later, because I was just, it's amazing when someone has an idea, or I just speak for myself, when I have an idea and I actually see the idea come to fruition, I'm just like, whoa, dude, this is amazing. And then I lose all track and I get completely hung up on it.
Yeah, get your blinders on.
Yeah, blinders completely. Like, I'm just like, dude, Sam, get here. Kids, come here. I called my friends, like, you got to come over and check this out. This is amazing, And then the next episode, I'm looking at going like, oh, wow, that's even better. Or by the time it came out, I was like, oh, that's even better. And then I had to pull back and go like, oh, wait. I got to think about what do we add? How do we make this better? The more models, can we get this in here? Can we use less of maps here, more people here? And it's
I think one of the big things that we have been improving with Gamma Blast is how the models look, because
how they're portrayed on film.
Yeah, because
they look great.
They look
We're
great.
not going to just any painters.
Yeah, there's no nobody did anything wrong. It's just what is the best way to tell a story using little
figurines,
1.5 inch tall people, right? So as this story is evolving, so is how we shoot the story. So is the editing of the story. I think one of the things that we're gonna keep growing with is how these models look and how the story is being told with the models.
100%. And it was very, and we've said it before, and we'll say it again, just so that everyone knows out there that like the models were, we gave every single person, every player, every contestant, we gave them their own opportunity to give us a description of their model.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we used our image of what they told us. We said, hey, listen, what color hair do they have? What do they look like? How tall are they?
Some people actually design their.
Some of them, yeah, we gave them the chance to design their own.
Mm-hmm. I think Orenn did, and I think Grammy did.
A few people did. Grammy sent in amazing artwork, which is on her interview.
Yeah.
On the Grammy interview, there's like her own personal artwork. She's an amazing artist. She was an amazing person.
She's in this episode.
Yeah, she is. You know what? Look at that.
For a little while.
Look at that for a little while.
Sorry, Grammy.
So, something else that's interesting, we've been talking about Samantha. A lot of this stuff on here is straight homegrown, right? So, Beetle, who did the voiceovers for the other 3 captains, and the voiceovers for the Welcome to Vador or Visit Vador, and
he's got more voiceovers coming too.
Yeah, he's got a lot more coming. He does all these different characters, and then my wife Samantha, who recorded Captain Harris. We did that here. I don't have a studio. I have a laptop and a snowball mic, and I got on GarageBands and just recorded them talking in this. So for anyone out there that's going like, oh, yeah, I have this idea and I want to do this, but, I just don't have the money to do all this stuff. No, a lot of this stuff was just straight. Yeah, neither do we. It's homegrown, Every mic that people were using around this table, these lapel mics, I got them from Amazon. I just don't happen to have one here because we're going to try to use it. But these are like, what, $28? Something like that. It was like $28 for.
Yeah, but when you buy 25 of them,
yeah, I understand. But I'm saying that like all of this was homegrown from the beginning. There was nothing. There was no studio knocking on our door going like, this is what we're going to do.
We're going to give you money to make this TV show.
Yeah, absolutely not. We had to. I mean, that's So that's all the voiceovers you hear were done sitting in just a room, not an eggshell, not a $500,000 studio. It was just like, hey, do this and act this out, try to do this, which also goes to the talent of what Beetle has because he does all his voices. My wife was just herself, and I begged her to do it.
Voices. I don't get any credit
because your voices are just awful.
I mean, they're not that good.
Yeah, there's this actually. You want to talk about pitfalls in this episode? With Binga, that was the first pitfall we have. So when we hit record on the cameras, we hit record on the microphones, it was a fingers crossed because it's not like in a live game with the way we were doing, just recording it straight. There was no, cut, stop, let's redo that again. Everything is how it unfolds. So there is no second chance.
There's no cut.
Yeah.
Roll it back, do it again.
So at the end of the night, while we're breaking everything down, we're going like, I hope we got it.
Yeah.
And there in this episode was one of the first audio problems that we had.
Mm-hmm. We lost, what was it, 15 minutes of audio?
15 minutes of audio.
Such a good moment, too.
Yeah. Shout out to Binga. Shout out to Grammy.
There's one other person in that. Aaliyah?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I know it was Binga and Grammy simply because that was where Binga actually kills Grammy on the boat. And we call
Estrella. It was
Estrella.
Yep.
Yeah. So we try to do, through the magic of editing, but I mean, we made it work.
You know what the magic of editing is? Winging it.
Yeah, winging it. So yeah, through the magic of editing, we can still tell the story. But we reached out to Binga and Grammy individually. It was like, dude, we're so sorry.
We might have,
because we feel like we let them down. Going like, it was up to us to have all this stuff. See, that's exactly what's happening. So it starts. This is the start of, because we compressed them together. This is the start of the second part of this episode, and it's like he's just dead right, or she's just dead right off the bat.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate because she had such a cool character.
Uh-huh.
I mean, all three of them had, were playing in the game. They had their stories to tell, and because of 15-minute audio hiccup, their story didn't get to come to a conclusion like we would prefer.
100%.
And there's, I promise you, out there.
Do you remember what
happened?
Internet
land, we're gonna have a couple more of those little pitfalls.
Oh yeah. Do you remember what actually happened?
Binga.
She was put to sleep.
Cast sleep, and then just rolled.
And then literally rolled her off the boat.
Yeah.
And as she was falling, you said some joke about your knit, because she was knitting on the boat because she was a grandmother, and her little thread was just unwinding as she was sinking into the water. And Bingo was like, and you're like, what are you doing? He's like, well, I'm just gonna play flute while she's sinking, and everyone's just like going, what is just happening? And we really wanted that on film.
Man, it was such a.
It deserved to be on film.
Yeah, the disappointment in the room was very
awesome.
It heavy. It was heavy.
Awesome. Sabalda was great too.
Yeah.
So Sabalda was an awesome character. Just
they were such an animated group. The whole group was.
And this is the one. This is actually the one also with after we had to deal with the horse, someone brought a donkey on.
Man, that didn't work. Donkey in a barrel. I couldn't believe it was happening again.
You looked at me and said, "I can't believe this is happening again." But we gave him fair checks. I was like, "No, you got to roll with it. Give him fair checks." And he really, it got to the point where I was like, "Dude, make it to the beach." Even for me, because he hit like what, a nat 20, then he had a nat 20.
We'll get there because that's towards the end. And that was Binga. He's such a fun-loving person, but Binga is.
He killed a few people.
a murderer.
He's a murderer, but that's all right because technically they all are eventually.
I love that graphic of Halfbeard because in the program we were using we couldn't make him have half a beard. He only had half a beard, like it was burned off or something, and there was no way to do the half.
No, the models,
so we just posed that mini, so the shield was covering half of it.
Oh,
yeah, that was another.
See, these are the awesome ideas that we come up with. Going like, how are we going to squeeze this through?
Yeah, how are we going to fake this one?
Yeah, how are we going to fake it like we know what we're doing?
I got some rope or something like that and tie myself down.
Dex check to tie yourself off to the. I feel like at this point too, on game 3, because I've been presented with so many variables we couldn't think up. At this point, I was rattling off solutions to random problems a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus, I was on a lot of caffeine. Oh yeah,
it's like, and nobody likes you.
That floored me.
It was cringe. It was cringy. It was like, oh wow, he's just like, because you did this and this. It's because you killed.
Did you turn around and walk out right when?
Of course.
And nobody likes you.
And nobody likes you. So for that, vicious mockery.
That was awesome.
What else? 35 feet of movement. I dashed to jump on the other longbow.
That was another thing that we've had going into season 2. We want to do an overhaul kind of on our rules and kind of on our game, because it's to keep it simple at the beginning. These people didn't know what we're doing, so we were just like, all right, we're loosely based on 5th edition rules, because we had to be based on something for everyone to come in and be like, all right, we don't have hours and hours to explain.
We got a lot of ideas on how to
spice things up and flip things over.
The tension. I know where you want to go, and I don't want to reveal that yet because then they're going to hold us to it.
Yeah.
And,
no, absolutely not. Because I don't know where I want to go. I mean, I did yesterday, and it's different today. It was different a year ago, but tomorrow it might be even different.
Yeah, so don't make any promises.
It might be different tomorrow. Yeah, when you get this many people coming in together, it's like they've all got to have some kind of clue on how to play. So, but there were some games and stuff we did later on, and some things that we did. But there's, due to copyright rules, a lot of people sit down and go like, "Hey, dude, I'm just playing what I know to play." So there are certain classes and things that they said.
We didn't make that many changes to the rules. There was some things that we talked about. Like, we wanted the world to be more of a Tolkien type world. So the playable races was was kind of pulled back to older editions.
Yeah.
So, like the Tieflings and Dragonborns were left out because we wanted a more Tolkien-esque world.
Yeah.
No Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, but those are also new. So it's like, and I've got nothing against those characters, and neither do you. But it's
just
also
the story we were trying to portray.
The story we're trying to portray, and to make sure we're trying to keep it as even as possible around the board with who's coming in. It's like,
I mean, another thing to point out here too is with all of the books that have come out since the core rule books, there was so many possibilities.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
It could have gotten into just craziness.
So we dumbed it down, or not dumbed it down. We
just went old school.
Yeah,
older school on it.
Well, we strictly went players the core rule books for characters,
of course,
and
it worked out. And even when we were talking about those, though, going like, well, this is not fair. A wizard versus a half orc, straight up hand to hand combat. But as you can see, as easy as being put to sleep and being tossed overboard, well, that can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm. With
one failed check. So, and brute force, like PvP is awesome. I love PvP, but going into PvP, I know it's PvP, so I'm going to OP my character as much as I can to make sure that I win where I'm going. No one here knew it was PvP because it wasn't. It wasn't PvE. It wasn't PvP. It was just, this is, you can literally do anything you want, and there's no consequence for it. Well, there's consequence, but there's no consequence from us for it.
Right.
Like, it's not going to hurt our feelings. Like, I ruin his games all the time when I sit down. Because it's fun. So, like, I kill NPCs.
For who?
Yeah, for me. So I kill NPCs before he ever lets him even talk, and they had this whole story lined out that he wanted us to go on. And he's like, dude, you're just kind of a dick. But in this game, it's like, sure, go. There's no ill will, and good luck to you. And you killed him, so they all 5 jumped you and killed you. I got no problem with any of it. Or you killed this person and no one did anything to you.
They just watched.
They just watched it happen.
They're just as guilty as
They're as guilty as you. If there's guilt, there's no guilt. I mean, when
it's
you're
just a game.
Yeah, it's just a game. And when you're stuck on a boat, then stuck on an island, all bets are off.
Well, I chose the wrong spell, and
I like this.
To channel my anger towards the person that cut the rope trying to strand me behind. And
straight up,
Yeah, I mean, it's because some of the decisions that cost people their character were not dice rolls. It was, I'm going to interact with this person over this person. I'm going to do this. It could possibly affect this person, and they didn't like it. So some of the decisions or some of the consequences were a result of how they played their character and not just the dice roll and the rules.
100%. No, 100%.
There was so many moments where it's like, this is awkward. I'm standing there and I'm watching interactions go back. This is awkward.
Yeah.
What's coming? What's going to happen next?
Well, there's people that came in automatically and took charge.
Mm-hmm.
And there was people that came in and said, like, dude, I just want to play a game. And there was people coming in like, I'm just
here to have fun.
I'm just here to have fun, and I'm one way or the other. But the people that took charge, it was pretty cool how watching someone like Desmond or someone like Sabalda or some, numerous people taking charge, that people would actually start to feed off it and start to listen to it.
Yeah.
And go like, okay, I mean, why not? If you're going to go out there, I'm going to see if all these other people either kill you or if they listen to you. And I think that can relate or translate or relate, actually. I don't even know what word I'm looking for. I think it could transcend over to real life, where how are leaders formed? It's the person that's just talking very loud and looks like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Most people just say like, well, he looks like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he must be in charge. He brought a horse.
Yeah, that's right. He must be in charge.
And part of it too, or something I noticed too, is when the levity starts, when people start having fun, the people next to them can loosen up, because you're in a room with this many people that you don't know playing a Dungeons and Dragons game. People are dressed up. Some people are using funny voices. we're an eclectic group.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and it's okay to do this.
It's okay to get into character and be a little nerdy and
100%.
and make some jokes and laugh.
Well, when you wear capes in like that, when I saw people come in with capes or pirate hats or paint on their face, I'm going like, yeah, dude, like this is awesome. That's it's not necessarily what we want or not want. I'm just like, dude, that's already sitting. It's setting a standard, going like, hey, dude, we're just here to have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we ruined that for everybody. But
no, we did talk about it. We kind of hope that, man, I hope some people come in like in
100%. But I mean, it's like we also wanted to make it very clear that if you want to be first person player, be it. If you want to be a third person player, be it. If you if you want to talk for your character or as your character, play as you play. That was the most important part. The most important part was, is we want you to come and
have fun.
Have fun.
Play the game how you play the game. Tell your character story how you want to tell your character story.
Say that again. I just coughed.
Tell your character story how you want to tell their story.
Yes.
We did not dictate how their stories needed to be told. To an exhaustive level, you and I got in a couple disagreements about how we can proceed from this point to this point without interfering with the player's agency, the character's agency.
100%.
And how do we least affect their choices?
Yeah, we didn't want to tell them where to go or what to do. We didn't want to tell anything or take away the. If anyone was going to take it away from them, it would be another player outplaying them in such a way that's like, dude,
or a dice roll,
That's
not us.
Not us. And that was, that's one of the things we continuously had to work on throughout the entire season, which was, we filmed on, like we'd film and then because we'd have the stuff written and then one whole week would go by. Well, during that week, we would have to write a ton of stuff because before we started the entire filming process, we wrote the whole thing out in a very loose way. Yes. And once we actually had a game set going like, okay, this is what happened, we would take where we want to go loosely and really write it out for the next session. So it's not something all right.
Yeah. This is where the spot where the checks. No, I went
started
back,
getting amazing.
Yeah, I went back and checked myself on this, and the checks were right. It was a nearly impossible task. So the DC would be DC 20 for him to ride the mule to shore, and they were 1,000 yards away, 3,000 feet. The math
100.
works out to 75 DC 20 athletics checks.
I mean, you did good in your head. You were just just straight.
I wanted him to hit.
You were power hungry. You wanted him to die. We know. No, but going back to it, well, I forgot what I was saying now. It was very important.
I wanted to hit these 20. I wanted him to make the mule.
Everyone did. I wanted the mule to meet the horse.
Mm-hmm.
What does that create? That's created a donkey and a horse create a mule.
Yes.
So a horse and a mule created what?
Val.
So going back to what I was saying, so we had to continuously write from week to week and according to what they did. We could never get it all in one fell swoop going like, all right, we've written everything. Let's just roll with it. It was well, last week they really messed everything up.
Yeah.
Let's change it.
The session 3. We're not going to talk about that yet. I don't even know how we're going to edit that.
What is technically session 3? That's the
technically
thing.
Session 7.
The cave?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't. You edit, Tyler. You're gonna have to edit that.
Oh, that's all I said was cave.
Yeah, you have to bleep that out.
It's a cave. No one goes in it, or maybe they do, or maybe they don't. Yeah. So,
man, I wanted to make it. What a bummer.
Who went with him?
There
was someone else on
him. What was his character?
Well, it's only said it like 3 times, 4 times every time you talk.
Brachioria the crab.
Oh. Which was also very awesome. Brachioria was his god.
And who was with him? Largo. Brachioria was his god.
Yeah,
the crab.
He whips his god out of his shirt.
Brachiosaurus is still alive. I can't promise he'll make a reappearance.
He will.
What a good sport.
But Brachiosaurus, my crowd, he did in fact drag my corpse ashore. So I hope I
Where he ate it.
Where it was eaten.
Where it was eaten.
Or as the game progresses.
Love it.
Yeah, I had a little bit too much fun with those instruments, so I'll probably have some.
He did. Yeah, I killed an old lady.
It was pretty.
Pushed her off a boat.
Killed a grandmother.
As she was thinking, I played my flute. It was. I had a good time. Good time.
There was a few times in this group where the whole room was erupted into laughter, and I felt like I was really doing a good job.
It wasn't because of you.
It wasn't?
I was standing behind you.
With the bunny ears?
I was standing behind you, doing a little shuffle.
Oh, that was a fun.
Awesome. That was fun. That was fun to watch this. We got one more boat we're gonna do.